Hello everyone, I'm Kaushal Kumar. In last section, we learned about the machine learning types and its pipeline, how machine learning model will work. Today, we will talk more about data cleaning and transformation because as you are aware, data cleaning is very important topic in the machine learning. Let's have a look together. We will use ML.NET with C# for our machine learning models. So the data cleaning, also called data wrangling. The first step which comes, we have to collect the data from several sources. It could be your data in the text file, or your data could be in the CSV, Excel, or this is in JSON format, or might be possible you connect and collect the data from any external data source like your database. Once you collect the data, then we have to perform data inspection, where we generally work with the missing data. We handle the missing data, duplicates values, and then clean the data. And after cleaning, we perform the transformation, means we fit the data which is used for models. And we will perform the data binning as well. Let's see in this picture. Here you can see your data is mixed up, or it's a mixed up of many things here. Then we clean up this data so that data looks like that. So this overall process is called data wrangling or data pre-processing. We're generally cleaning, structuring and transforming raw data into a format which is suitable for analysis. It is a crucial step in the data preparation pipeline, aiming to make the data more accessible, understandable, and ready for various analytics tasks. It involves dealing with missing values, handling outliers, transforming variables, and merging data sets, among other tasks as well. As I described, data collection, you can collect the data from various sources. Once data collect, then we perform the inspection. During the inspection, we deal with duplicates values, merging values, deal with missing values like that. And we clean up our data. After cleanup, we perform transformation or data transformation. It's a process of converting raw data into a suitable format for model training by cleaning, restructuring, modifying to improve its quality and make it compatible with algorithm. As I mentioned earlier, we will work with first level. At a first level, we will work with supervised learning, and the algorithm of supervised learning is regression. The one more topic comes for the data cleaning is called data binning. So here we can see the data binning, also known as discretizations, is a technique in the data transformation to convert continuous numerical data into discrete bins or intervals. This process helps simplify the analysis of trends, handle outliers, and make data more suitable for certain types of analysis or machine learning algorithms. It involves grouping numeric values into predefined range, creating a categorical representation of the data. So let's say you have a bulk data, and we want to divide this data into smaller groups. So those groups known as bins. So till now we understand the theoretical part, what is data cleaning or data wrangling and transformation, how many steps are involved in data cleaning. Let's have look where we work practically with the Visual Studio and ML.NET. So I have one CSV file. I collected a CSV file which is for house price. So here you can see a CSV file which contains date, price, bedrooms, couple of columns along with some numerical columns and text columns we do have. So this data we will clean up. Here you can say this file contains good amount of data, around about, I think 4,000 or 5,000 somewhere. Yeah, 4,600. It is good for our starting level. We will work with this structured data where we clean up this file and perform regression method. Here, I open Visual Studio. So, first important thing is you need to add the ML.NET reference. So just click on the dependencies. Also, you need to add the NuGet package. I already added, so have a look. Microsoft ML.NET. So this ML.NET provides machine learning capabilities for .NET developers. Once you install this, and we need to create a model. It is called data contract, because when we read the CSV file, the CSV file would be converted, or all the columns of CSV file would be converted into structured data. So here I already created one class which have the indexing. Load column is a type of machine ML.NET data. The load column attributes where we define the column index. So it will load the columns in this sequence from your CSV. Okay, once you create this data, I will upload this over whole source code as well at the end of the video. So let's start working with this. I'll open ML.NET program. This is our first program where we perform data cleaning job. To start with ML.NET, as you ensure first your ML.NET NuGet package installed in your project, then we begin with our first stage. Step 1 is called data context. Here you can see we have MLContext as a class. MLContext is equal to new MLContext. This is our context class, and the next stage we will perform to load the data. And as you have seen, the data is available in the CSV. So let me copy the code. Second step is loading the data. Here we have iData view, which is generally used for data collection. MLContext.data and load from text file. Here we perform the parsing where we want to store this data. So I already created housing data class. So as you see here, we provide the path. So if you look at here, load from text file, there are several parameters of the data of this method, which you can see over here. We will add the path of the file. This CSV file is already stored here in this our same project. So the path of the CSV file, it contains headers or not, what is the separator character. So we will define the separator character as well. Okay, now we'll see, is this data loaded or not loaded. Just write it, and to ensure whether data is loaded, let's have a look. Preview. Here you can see there's an option, number of rows, how many rows you want it to load for the preview. Let's run it and have a look together. Very nice. This means the data from CSV file is already loaded into our object. So it contains 18 columns. Let's see. So this is the definition of all the 18 columns you can see over here. It's loaded by this ML.NET library, and then column type is already available here. Okay, let's proceed with the next stage. To print this data, here here I created one method which you can use, or you can use this method. This is nothing, it just simplify the presentation of the data. So let's pass this data to this methods. Display data and data dot preview. For example, I like to have, or I like to see 10 rows. Let's have a look. So our data is shown here. You can see this is pre-formatted data. You can see the data is shown here. Okay, now we have seen the data. We loaded into our iData view, then loaded 10 rows from this data and display the data on the console. Let's perform the data cleanup as a third stage. Step 3, data cleanup, where we deal with missing values, or we will replace the missing values. Replace missing values. How? Let's have a pipeline MLContext dot transformer. Here we use transform, and then there is a method replace missing value. So this replace missing value needs input output column pair. We will provide the input output column. As you can see in the CSV file, if I open this CSV file, one row contains null value. So we have to replace this. So there are several ways to replace missing value, because we cannot pass on the missing value or this data which is not clean to our algorithm for training. So we need to perform it. So let's replace the missing value. So one by one, for each column, whatever the column available in the CSV, we need to perform it. So make sure this should be done for numerical columns only, not for your strings. Yeah, so generally we will not consider string or characters data for our model training. We'll generally work or usually work with the numerical and binary data. So we will talk in later sections, we will talk about how to perform the categorical hard encoding and how we can transform our data. So let's have a look for the replacing missing values. Here we can say updated price. It could be our output column, and what is input column? So input column is price, as you can see here. Our input column would be price. Input column is price, and then okay, input output is fine. Now the question is what kind of replacement you want. So we have replacement mode. You can see minimum, maximum, default value, mode, mean. So what type of replacement we want? Let's say I choose mean. That means mean of the column would be replaced with this missing values. Okay, let's save, run this. Good. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, what we find? Updated price column is not available. Yes, it's correct, because we only replace this in a variable, but we haven't performed transformation. We need to fit this pipeline and transform the data. Let's have another stage, is called fit and transform. where we pass our pipeline to fit, means this replacement what we have done would be fitted and then transform our data. So this fit and transform is very, I would say, it's a common terms you heard every time when you work with this model training. So let's have a look here. We need to apply. This can be done in two ways, but here I did in a one line only, so you can fit and transform together. Let's have look. Here you will see this updated price would be available. So at first look, you have seen this price column have nan. Can you see nan? But while we perform replacement of the value with the mean, then it's this column updated price. You can see here new column is added and this update with the mean of this all 10 values. This is first topic we talk about data wrangling, where we deal with missing values. I hope it's enough for you for first session. Let's do the practice where you can have your CSV file or you can create your own data. It's not required you need to create big CSV file. Let's have some columns in the CSV file and then create a data contract class which would be the exact schema of your CSV file, and then add the load column with the indexing as I done here, and create MLContext class object, and then have a load this data into the from the file into this class where I created data as an object variable of this class or object. Yeah, I created a variable here. So next would be the perform the cleaning steps. So we create a variable or you store your data, yeah, MLContext, then transform, replace missing values, where you provide the column sequence input and output. What is your input column? So here my input column was price, but I want update column as updated price. It could be anything, it's up to you what methods you want to apply for the missing values. So I choose mean. You can do other methods as well. And then once you prepare your pipeline, then we move for the next stage. It's called fit and transform. We fit and transform our data with this pipeline and finally display. So this is the code for the display. If you guys want, I can upload this code for you. Thank you very much. Do your practice. We'll see you in the next section when we talk more in detail about how we can deal with replacing values with for more than one columns, and how we perform the removal of columns. For example, in our CSV file where we can have several columns which generally not required or does not add any value for the training of our model. So we can remove those columns. So next section we will learn about how to remove unused column from the CSV data and how to create a good pipeline. So this is only first stage. Let's do the practice. See you in the next section. Thank you very much.